This is why I've personally decided that I most likely will be retiring the iPhone XS Max here in 2021. What? CKid is not using the latest and greatest when it comes to smartphones? To be honest, no, and there's a reason for that. And let's go ahead and talk about why I don't. And most of you guys out there probably don't either. And I think that it's okay. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Now, I did a video where I talk about, me secretly using the iPhone 6 Plus in 2021, and I gave you guys in that video all of my experiences as well as reviewed on how it's actually been so far. And if you guys want to check that out, I'll go ahead and link that at the end of this video for you guys to watch. But the iPhone XS Max, this is what we're here for to talk about today. And I've been using this, guys, as my daily driver for the past, let's say about 2.5 years, mainly because of the consistency of Apple products across phone to phone. So when the iPhone 11 came out, guys, or the iPhone 11 Pro, because that's the one I picked up, when that one came out, I tried it for about a week, about a good week and a half. I love the phone, just like I talked about in that video. But one thing that was hard for me to justify was actually spending $1,000+ for the iPhone 11 Pro Max. I have to have the larger screens. Y'all already know that. I love larger screen. But when I was actually using them side by side, it genuinely felt like the same phone after I had installed my background on the phone, like the background I typically install, my applications, screen layouts. It was literally like the same phone to me, to the point where I literally had to flip the phone over at times just to see which phone it was that I had in my hands, because the experience to me was literally identical. Now, I can't lie. One thing I will say I don't like about the iPhone XS Max, even after I first got it, was the battery life. Now, the battery life on this phone is not good at all. Now, this is one of those phones where I feel like I have to have like an external battery, and the external battery that I personally use is this one here by a company called Zendur. Now, this one here is a really dope battery pack, but I take this literally with me every single place I go. And to be honest, the battery was also that one thing that almost, and I mean almost, like I was so close to pulling the trigger and keeping the iPhone 11 Pro Max, because that phone's battery life, y'all, was literally next level. It was everything in a battery that I wanted out of the iPhone XS Max. I kind of miss it, not even gonna lie, but it is what it is. Now, when it comes to the user experience on the iPhone XS Max, I feel like I'm up to date, especially when Apple continues to really support this phone and gave us the same sauce that you pretty much get in the iPhone 12, like widgets that you guys are seeing right here on my screen that I have. And I got a couple widgets here on the screen, as well as updates to shortcuts, being able to change your screen layout, as well as changing like the icons that you guys are seeing right here. I felt like I got a new phone when they did the update, but it was also still familiar in the same sense. But this is what actually keeps me wanting to invest in my phone as well as into the company and their products, because they don't just stop supporting after like a year or two. They give a decent amount of support across all of their products that will make you not feel too bad for spending $1,000 plus on your phone, because you at least know it will be supported with future updates to really keep you feeling included with all of the new features that they are coming out with whenever they come out with a new iOS update. Now, another thing that I will say that is a difference, but it's not really that big of a difference, but it is something that you will notice, and that is taking photos with your iPhone versus like an iPhone 11 or iPhone 12. Now, I'm not gonna sit up here in front like the camera on the iPhone 11 or the 12 is not better than the XS Max, because just to be frank with y'all, it is. But I still get features like portrait mode, where I can also change the different scening and lighting and different things like that, or I can get that blurred background effect, as well as I get panoramic if I want to take some panoramic shots and different things like that. Also get a slow-mo feature as well as a time-lapse feature as well. So with all of that, you can still post some dope videos as well as photos on your IG, your Twitter, your TikTok, your Snapchat, or wherever you guys like to post content. For example, some of you may not even notice, but some of the footage that I've actually recorded here on this channel in videos that you guys have watched has all been on this iPhone right here, and most of you guys have never even caught it or even noticed it, because it blends so well that you're not even really looking for it, which actually speaks volumes to the quality that you guys can get out of a camera on an iPhone, especially the iPhone XS Max camera. Now, if you guys were to buy this and you were to use this phone today, which I've seen it out there on Amazon or eBay for like $500 or so, which is actually not bad. So one of the questions that I know you guys may be asking yourself, or you're probably wondering about or thinking about or wanting to know, have I been able to actually operate and function and do all of the things that I normally would need to do on an iPhone XS Max in 2021? And to answer that question, guys, the answer is simply yes. When it comes to taking phone calls, hopping on a FaceTime, sending text messages, spending time on IG, Twitter, TikTok, or whatever, I can really do all of that with this phone right here, which is literally about 90% of how people actually use their phones daily anyway. Also, the iPhone XS Max can really probably do about 95% of the things that you can do on the latest and greatest iPhone 12 Pro Max, which I'm not gonna lie, there's a couple things on that phone that are exclusive to that phone that I'm not sure that most people are not even really using anyway, which is like AR and different stuff like that. Because a lot of those people out there just really use their phone for either a flex or, you know, just the basic functions that you use a smartphone for. So the question you guys are probably wanting to know, will I be upgrading to the iPhone 13? Most likely I will, mainly because I have a feeling that iOS 14 will probably most likely be the final update given to the iPhone XS Max. And this is literally the only reason why I personally will be upgrading my phone, which are, you know, it's typically usually I upgrade my phone about 2 to 4 years once Apple really decides to stop giving updates to this phone. Mainly because at some point, the apps that we use that really helps us out to get through our day will continue to improve. You won't even be able to use those features or even see them for that matter. And it might actually be something that could be of use to you that you won't really have access to anymore. Because you have to understand that even though you may not be upgrading every single year, the world around you is still continuously getting better. It's innovating, it's improving upon its already completed design. Look guys, tech moves fast and you don't want to be that person that's really like stuck in like a given year while the world is literally passing you by. So this is why I've personally decided that I most likely will be retiring the iPhone XS Max here in 2021. But again, that's only because I believe that Apple will not be supporting it any longer going forward in the future. So should you buy the iPhone XS Max in 2021? Look, I will never recommend someone to buy this phone here in 2021, mainly because of the battery life as well as the future lack of support that you guys are going to get with the operating system. So to me, the battery life is really like the main reason why I personally would not recommend you guys actually buy this phone today, because I personally feel that the battery life has improved that much to where the new standard is easily being able to last a full day. And with the XS Max, you just won't get that, especially with these updated apps requiring so much more out of your phone's processor. So if you can, I would say go ahead and look at the iPhone 11 as well as the iPhone 12, or if you don't have the budget to actually spend on those and you want to save a few coins, then go ahead and look at the iPhone SE as well as the iPhone XR, which gives you guys a whole lot of bang for your buck. And it's definitely a good phone that I think you guys will enjoy. Now, there's been a lot of rumors circling around the iPhone 13. So let's go ahead and talk about some of those things that we can expect in that phone. And that video starts right now.